Hey guys, it's Steven here, and today I'm going to be talking about how I got the world record for most wins in threes. So, real quick, I want to get up here because there's not going to be any background footage. I know that would make the video better, but it's mostly because I don't feel like it, but also it will kind of force me to get straight to the point. It will force me to just basically not talk too much and just hopefully make the video much shorter, especially since I don't have a script, so I'm probably going to hopefully not go overboard at some time. So the first thing I want to talk about is why did I decide to go for this world record? And it basically starts around I think February, where, as you may not know, I'm currently going for like a more of an overall goal for this year for Bed Wars, and that is to earn the most stars in a year. I believe currently that world record is being held by World about 1,200 stars, and for me, I want to not only beat that, but I want to beat that by a large amount, which is why I'm going for 2,000 starts in here. And which is why you guys will hopefully see me grinding a lot since the first 6 months of this year, I have not been super active. So hopefully, the next remaining months of this year, I'll be incredibly active. And so basically, one thing I kind of noticed that I wouldn't get that satisfaction of like beating the goal until the end of this year. And so I kind of thought, why not go for other goals throughout the year to kind of get that satisfaction throughout the year? And I already have some other like, maybe like world records or like cool milestones that I want to go for throughout this year. And some of which I think will be in the summer. Like there's still a couple more. But one of which was this world record, most wins in a week. Now you may notice I did not say threes, and that's because I had a different goal, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. And so basically, I just wanted to go for this, and I already decided way back early in the year that I was going to do this in July. And well, yeah, so basically, I guess to now talk about the preparation of this, like what did I do leading up to it. It mostly started, I believe, mid June, like around 3 weeks before July 7th, which would have been when my world record attempt. And basically, what I did was I had to change my sleep schedule because at this point I was going asleep to 6 a.m., I believe. And obviously, I did not want to like waste time sleeping in the first day after the leaderboard resets. But also, I did not want to do an all nighter because that would kind of suck. And so I decided to just spend those couple weeks trying to change my sleep schedule, go early, and yeah, it worked mostly. And the other thing is I want to look for a group of friends, like have like a list of friends that would be ready to help me whenever possible during this week. So, so I wouldn't have to waste time asking, so I know who to ask and all of that. And so basically I tried to ask like people that I know who were like really good, who would be really good at wiping teams, because I really want these games to be fast. Then another thing was I believe I started, obviously you may know that I recorded a bunch of videos in a single day to kind of get ready for, to still being able to daily upload, but also grind. I also had to, kind of like do math. I don't know if math would be the right word, but like to see like how much time would I waste like throughout the day, maybe doing certain things. Queue times, how long would that waste throughout the day, and stuff like that. And basically, it was a lot of work. I also had to figure out what maps I needed to grind on, and you'll see them on the screen. Those are the two maps I decided were best for this world record attempt. There were a couple more, but by the time that this world record attempt would have happened, these would be the only two available ones. And so yeah, so basically, it was about a month worth of just getting ready, grinding threes, just looking for friends and all that. And so now I guess I want to talk about a bit of the journey. The journey, which basically will be the week, like what happened day by day. I only going to talk about like the most notable days. Because originally I was not gonna ever talk about this because I thought it was gonna be smooth sailing every day. Like sure, maybe there will be some weak moments, but every day would be fine. The first day was kind of a disaster. I kind of made like a joke to my friend the night before I was going to sleep, like the first day. I made a joke that, like imagine if I woke up and none of my friends were on. Well, that ended up happening. None of my friends were on. And I had to like scramble, look for lobby one, ask friends that maybe weren't the best, but any help would be fine, like it's better than having no help. And so that's where, for most people, like, cause I spent like 5 or 6 hours grinding, and I only got like 30 to 40 wins. Like it was going really bad first day already. And if I want to beat this world record, it has to be near perfect every single day. And for most people, they would have given up right in there. But you guys know that I never give up on my goals. I don't like giving up. And so I decided to keep pushing, even if there was like the odds were basically against me at this point. And so I decided to keep pushing. I was still able to end the day with a decent amount of wins. It could have been way better, but I was still happy with it. Then we move on to day, I believe, 4, which would be Wednesday. Wednesday morning, basically the night before, Tuesday night, I was doing again like math, like trying to see like is the world record still possible? Because I had not gone enough wins. I wasted a lot of time, and I figured it's still possible, but it would be very tough, and I had to average like 20 to 25 wins an hour. And so Wednesday started, and immediately the first 2 hours of grinding, I was like, yep, this goal was not possible. Because again, like I mentioned earlier, the original goal was not to beat the world record for most wins in threes, but the most like wins in a week overall. But after grinding in those 2 hours, I realized, yeah, that's not possible because I got like only 30 wins in the span of 2 hours, which should have been like 40 to 50. And so at that point, I had to give that up, and I realized I can still go for the threes world record, and I can still like smash that world record by a long shot because the previous world record would be about 1,500 wins, and I was on pace for 2,000 wins, and that still ended up happening because moving on to day 5, which would be Thursday, I believe it was Thursday, but that's when I realized not even 2,000 wins I could like make it. Like I don't know what happened, but I went from having like could have like easily make it to 2,000 wins to not being able to make that. And so you know I was a little annoyed, but as long as I beat this world record, it should be fine. And so the next day, Friday, that was probably the worst day. Like in terms of how I was feeling because I haven't told you guys yet, but this entire week I was basically sleep deprived. I was sleeping like 2 to 4 hours because if I sleep more than that, it would not be possible unless I average like 40 wins an hour, which I don't even think is possible at all. And so basically, I had to sleep a lot less to be able to make up for, like to get those extra like hours of grinding. And, obviously every day I was tired. Every day I felt awful. But it wasn't until Friday where I just felt the worst. It was like really bad. And keep in mind, I have a lot of experience of sleeping very little on lo- on like weeks in a row or months in a row. Some of it is like on purpose. Some of it it's not. Like I just can't sleep on certain weeks or months for whatever reason. And so, but for whatever reason, this day was just the worst. Like I felt really awful. And that's where I was thinking, what if I get 6 hours of sleep? I mean, I'm kind of ahead of being a world record. And so I thought maybe I could treat myself, at least for today, because I just feel way too awful and sleep 6 hours. And so I did. And now we move on to day 7. And that's where the day started. And I thought, again, I should be able to beat the world record just fine. I'm going to be basically grinding a full 24 hours, from 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. Because obviously it would not make sense to sleep on the day that the world, like the 7th day, right? Like those are like extra hours that I could grind. Like I don't have to sleep. I could sleep later, and so um, that's where the day kind of started a bit off. I wasn't getting wins that fast, but it still seemed fine. But it wasn't until sorry, my phone started ringing. Um, it wasn't until a few hours after that where I started noticing that this actually could be way too close than I realized. Like, way too close. And that's what started to scare me a little bit. where like it was way too close for my liking. And I'm going to close chat here because I don't want to get distracted. But it was just way too close, and I started to get really scared because like, what if the reason why I don't get this world record is because I decided to sleep 2 hours extra? Like that would have annoyed me and probably demotivated me to not grind the next couple of days. And so I decided that okay, I'm going to still try my best. I'm sure I can do it. I still have like 12 to 16 hours, but unfortunately the pace I was going at was 4 to 6 minutes games, and with this pace, it was just not possible. And I had to kind of make like a decision that I was currently with a party, which were good, but again, we were just not averaging really fast games for a reason. Um, and I had to either stick with this party and just not get the world record, or leave this party, so I guess like ditch it, and ask two other friends that I just feel like had the potential to turn this around. And the reason why I bring this up is because, the party that I ditched, especially one of the people, they helped me a ton. Like they weren't even the person that were supposed to help me. I just turns out they ended up being available like in the middle of like the first day, and we just been playing for like 10 hours together every day. And so they basically helped me over half of this, but I still had to ditch them at the end. And that was something I felt really awful, but also like I like hopefully they could understand, because well, if I sustained, I would not get this world record, and I want to get this world record, especially since I slept like barely 20 hours this week. I did not want that to go to waste. So I asked these two friends, both of one of which asked me if I wanted to play a couple like minutes earlier, and the other asked me hours earlier. And although I think they weren't like the best of the best on my friends list, they were still pretty good. But something about them together just felt right. Like I felt like it would like be a good combo. Kind of like how I'm sure some of you guys have been in parties before, where you play with like a certain party and you kind of do bad, not because you're playing bad, but you just there's not really like that team like chemistry. But in other times where you play other parties, you just perform way better, and that's kind of like what I felt. And I was right. We were averaging non-stop 1 to 3 minute games for the next several hours, and we were just turning around. It was like we were winning, and we were not losing at all. Even against hackers, even against parties, we were pretty much unstoppable. But it wasn't until one of them had to leave a couple of hours later because, well, it was late for them, that we were still positive. Well, I wasn't positive because I think I forgot to mention, but I really got like normally I'm like very hopeful that I can do this. This was the first time I think ever when I'm going for a work record that I wasn't sure that I could do this. Like I kind of lost hope, and so even though I was gaining some of my hope back, it was like I wasn't. I kind of became unsure again when he had to go. But obviously, I quickly tried to look for more people, and luckily I found one person. That person ended up leaving after a game because they also had to go. Then I found one other person that were able to play just for a couple, like about 40 minutes. And luckily I had another friend that ended up arriving shortly after, or actually no, that asked me earlier as well. And they were able to play for like several hours throughout the night. And we were able to just turn out. We kept averaging 1 to 3 minute games. We were starting to crack later on, but we were still able to, kind of turn it around at times and still average fast enough games. And so what went from like barely being able to beat the world record to being very doable. Like we will hit it very early, actually. But unfortunately, the friend had to go as well. Um, and so it was just me and this guy left, who's been with me since like he's the guy that I asked when I started playing with this new party. So he's been with me through the entire time. And so luckily I had one other friend who was busy before but was able to play, and we got our last couple wins. All we needed was 20, and we finally beat the world record by 1. However, I did beat it by 90 minutes earlier, and I could have kept grinding, but I felt really awful. Like not like like I feel guilty, but like my body felt like it didn't feel great, and so they also had to go. Like both of them also had to go because one of them was sick, the other was extremely tired, and so I also had to edit a video which is this video, right afterwards. The montage of it, and which no one knows I was going to make this, so hopefully this is a surprise for you guys. But yeah, so I just decided, what, I'm just going to stop grinding one win after, and just work on the video early so I can still go a little early. I did not go to sleep until 8 a.m. or like 9 a.m. I think it was 8 a.m. So I was up for almost like nearly 30 hours straight with like, well, okay, 6 hours of sleep isn't so bad, but it was like 2 hours of sleep. Oh God, it would have been awful. But yeah, it just ended up going, like, it just turned around for the best, and I was just really happy about that because it just seemed like it was really close that we weren't going to beat the world record, and I was really scared if that was the case. Um, but overall, everything went well. If you want to see the stats or like like how many wins I got day by day, just watch until the end of the video, and at the end of the video, I'll show some screenshots and stuff like that. But if you want to skip right then, right there too, that's fine. I don't mind. I guess one other thing is that since I kind of failed, because again, my original goal was for most wins in a week, not most wins in threes, and I still won't give up because I don't give up on my goals. And so what I'm going to do is try again, but this time in fours. Because I think one thing I actually forgot to mention early on is that technically, if you want to beat the world record for most wins in a week, you should be doing fours because it's way faster. But the reason why I chose three is because there's less sweats, less parties, and less snipers. And even though the queue times are longer, I thought it would make up for that. And I think it's still possible, but I think I want to just try it in fours next time. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try the world record again some point. I'm not sure. Actually, I won't say it because I'm not sure when. I have a right idea when I want to do it, but I'm still not sure. I kind of want to leave it as a surprise, but also because maybe I changed my mind. And so technically, this is more like a part one video. The next part should technically be me being the world record, most wins in a week, which hopefully I'll be able to end up doing next time. And so basically, I guess with all that, I basically explained everything. I think I'm done commentary. I don't think I have to talk about anything else unless I forgot something, because I think I did, but I don't remember at this moment. And so now I just want to leave you guys to the montage. And one thing I do want to mention real quick before we move on to the montage is that it probably won't be very good because I did put it together very quickly. I had to work on it late at night, like literally last night. And the clips won't be good either because I only started recording for these clips. Like I started recording since day one, but I only started recording the last couple of days, and even then I wasn't recording the entire day either. So these clips, those were like 90% of my clips that you guys were about to see. And so some of these clips won't be good. Like some of them will be me kind of playing a little slowly. I might be getting destroyed in some of them. It's unfortunate, but hopefully you guys won't mind because again, I did not have any more clips, and hopefully the next time I will have way better clips. I'll actually start recording way early on, so this won't happen again. So for now, thank you guys for watching and enjoy the montage.
Good morning, eyes open, I can see the light shining through. Good morning, blinds open, I'm coming home to you. Soft with the weather, cool with the breeze. Flip through the pages of reality. Float like a feather out to the sea. Roll like a lion, living wild and free. Just like that, snap my fingers. Just like that, dreams get bigger. Just like that, paint a picture. Just like that, just like that, just like that. Just what you want, you have it. Just like can see the stars shining through. Good evening, blinds closing. It's just me and you. Soft with the weather, cool with the breeze. Flip through the pages of reality. Float like a feather out to the sea. Roll like a lion.